Hello everybody, welcome to a new series. This series is going to be basically a journey or quest to playing Dark Souls 2 no deaths, so completing it, getting to the credits without dying. I'm not going to be following a guide, really. I'm not going to be researching too much, at least at the start, but I'm going to be recording my every attempt as one long video or a very short one if I mess up at the start. And each attempt is going to be an episode. It's going to have very, very, very minimal editing. When I record on PS4, for some reason my audio is terrible, even though I'm using the same headset right here. And there's a lot of buzzing. I'm not quite too sure what that's about, but I'll try and fix it in post and make it the best I can. But it's okay. Yeah, so this is going to be the quest to no death. I'm going to be kind of discussing things, talking about the game. When I run out of stuff to talk about the game, I'll talk about whatever. So it's a good thing to pop on in the background, and you can kind of follow my journey, and I'm going to be uploading them just whenever I make an attempt. And so I'll be recording from the very start of the game to when my first death is, and then I'll be finishing the game with that character, trying to keep the deaths as low as possible, and then at the end I will show my character having gone to the ending, taking up the throne or rejecting it, and I will show my equipment, and I'll show how many deaths I had. And hopefully, as the series continues, each episode I'll have less and less deaths until the finale being, hopefully, I managed to beat Dark Souls 2 with no deaths at all. So I hope you enjoy, and thank you for tuning in. Hello everybody and welcome to Dark Souls 2, it's called the First Sin Edition. I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 and I'll be doing a no death run, which I've only attempted a few times, and I've only gone 20-40 minutes into it, but this time I'm going to try and be much more vigilant, pay more attention. This won't be I'll try not to make a slow pace video. We're going to try and go through at a decent pace. I'm just going to change the sound a little bit, because I think it's a little loud. Okay. A little bit more. Okay, so pretty rusty on this game right now, and these videos are going to be, well, videos. I'm probably going to die in the first one, but yeah, they're going to be mostly unedited, so you'll see how much I pause and stutter and use filler words like, kinda stuff like that, which I usually spend a long time editing out of my commentary videos, just because it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? I got about 600 hours in this game. Let's call ourselves Faux Group. Yeah, I got about 630 hours in this game over the course of like 2 years. So I'm relatively experienced, but I usually don't really do too much challenge stuff. I usually just kind of do a play style or a build, like use this type of weapon. You have to be over encumbered. I guess it's small challenges. I've tried to do more challenges recently. I think we're just gonna go with deprived. Starting gift. Let's do healing wares. And let's just have some fun. That one. Why not? Gotta be tough too. do no death. Yeah, I'm doing a few. I've tried to do SL1. I've been stuck on that challenge for months and months and months. Just because of Lud and Zalin, pretty much. Pretty outskirts. It's not pleasant. And I'm also doing a heat. What did I call it? Rare blood type playthrough, where I play as someone who can't heal with items or Estus or anything. Well, they can with miracles, but that's it. Wow, look how red we are. Lovely. Yeah, so I didn't really do much practice to preface this, and I picked up the tendency to try and rush through things and be much less thoughtful. Like with Souls games, of which I played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Bloodborne, I've got to get into the hang of actually being able to use Estus and stuff. There's no other restrictions, it's just anything you want, no death, but I'm gonna try and make it interesting. Maybe use a weapon I'm not too used to. Oh, actually probably not. I should probably stick with the no death thing. I'm definitely gonna fail that, so I kinda need all I can get my hands on. Speaking of which, I need to not rush past stuff, and I will actually go through the tutorial this time. Get a few souls. One thing I do appreciate about Dark Souls 2 is how viable everything is. Like, you can even use your fists, and your fists scale with strength, I do believe. And so you can make a viable unarmed build, and not unarmed weapons, which doesn't... No, they're not called that, they're called fist weapons. Silly me. For some reason I remembered, like, cestus's and claws and workhooks being unarmed weapons. Unarmed arms. Nice. Yeah. Oh, dagger. I was just thinking, I think this might be a weapon pickup. And we have enough to use it. It's got faster attack speed, which makes sense, I guess. And more damage, so why not? And slightly more range. And it's also got the thrust attack damage type, which is good for armored enemies, as I'm sure you know. Well, I mean, I was just thinking about what sort of level my commentary should be. Should it be as if you've never played this game before? That wouldn't make any sense. We've never seen the game, that wouldn't make any sense, but... like, what pro speedrunner is gonna be interested in watching anybody's no death run? Especially mine. So we'll just trade this in. Life gem, nice. And we are using life gems for this playthrough. So let's equip those. Because we're gonna need everything we can get, probably should equip this stuff too. Just take a sip of water. Oh, okay. I just put my controller down to take a sip of water, and it did a thrust. R2, almost off the cliff. I need to be more careful. I need to be more careful. Don't take necessary risks. You know the enemy placement? But that doesn't mean that you should be risky. Like right now, should I even risk trying to jump that? I don't remember what's on the other side. I think it might just be herbs for spell uses, so I'm not going to do it. Because I'm not very confident in my skill. So, like, why take that risk? I probably never use it. Also, one thing I do struggle with about Dark Souls games is not remembering where specific items are, because beyond my first playthrough I just kind of run around and pick everything up. And I always want to get as much as I can, even though there's much more of a variety of items in Dark Souls 2. And a lot of them are useful, but I find there's a few more items which I tend to just fill up space. Even though there's a lot more items than in most, well, all of the other Souls games that I've played. Including Bloodborne, Soulsborne, whichever. Which you are useful. You know, there's more useful items, I think. Great, so coming up to Majula. When you get to Majula, there's a couple things you should do. Obviously, pick the area clean. All the items, Divine Blessing. That is a full heal. You can drop down here. And you can get a spiky mace and something. Morning Star and Cleric Sacred Chime. And binoculars here. That can be useful for sniping. For aiming. Okay. Bonfire. Because this is a no death run. Not a no death, no bonfire. Thank you. So we got the Estus Flask. Let's equip that right now. And first little risk. Talk to this guy. I was thinking of doing a slow playthrough where I talk with everyone, and I explore the story and the themes and everything, and dialogue, and just play through and take my time and listen to everything, because I always rush through stuff, but this is not the playthrough for that. This is about survival, which is why we need the welcome gesture. Okay, so we got the blue seal, which gives us a little bit more health. 24. I think it's like 5% or something. I'm not sure. Now we're gonna kill him. Sword is decent range. You can parry that. And the dagger has increased critical damage. I can't remember what it's called. So just caught him at the first few frames of his invincibility. What's it called? Counter strength. So level of additional scaling for critical attacks like backstabs, parry, riposts, and what's the other one? Shield. Guard break riposte. Yeah. So we picked the Steel Ring of Protection up, which boosts our physical defense from slash, piercing, and crush damage. Lenigrast. The music in Majula is very loud. I know a lot of people love it, but to me it's just... I think the treble is a bit too sharp, and so it's a little obnoxious to me. But it is a beautiful piece. It's just when in game, sometimes it can annoy me in the background when I'm trying to concentrate or think. Like when I'm leveling up, trying to think what thing should we get. I like that character a lot. I know I'm not showing it because I'm rushing through things, but No time for lollygagging. No need for this. Item here. And we can grab some homeward bones, which are going to be very useful because those are going to get us out of sticky situations. Unfavorable. Maybe not quite in the heat of battle, but if we ran out of healing stuff and we're in the middle of an area and we have pigs coming after us or something. Never chased me out of that corner before, that's strange. Can we buy any of the rings? I think we're short.
Nothing.
Let's actually use. Oh my god, these pigs want me. They made me panic enough to not use both swords at once. Okay, no. No, nothing, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, let's get that extra Estus flask. We need everything we can get.
Is that how?
Okay. Yep, so that means we get a second Estus flask. I think each one heals 500 HP at the start of the game. Or unupgraded. What the? I forgot I didn't rest at the bonfire. Well, allow me to just rest so I'm not pressured when I'm picking my level. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die to the pigs. I'm gonna die to the pigs. No death dies to piglets. Gotta find a little hill. Yeah, you guys stay up there. Okay, let's heal. This is rather embarrassing. Okay, piglets are down. We got 60 souls from that. Wow. Boy, that went out our durability. Okay. So we're gonna go for Dragon Rider first. And hopefully we don't mess up. Hopefully we don't mess up. I've done this a few times, but I still mess up quite frequently while trying to do this. Obviously I'm trying to be more careful and strategic and not take as much big risks as usual, but I'm still going to try and keep it fast paced just so when I eventually do die, it doesn't feel like well, that I don't waste 2 hours going through the first area, being hyper careful. Hopefully I can get more progress done too. And I'm not going to just grind the pigs at the start. 20 souls per pop until I'm level 200, because that would take like 1,000 hours to do. I don't know, a few hundred. I'm not gonna fight those guys at all. Not the High Knights. These guys are pretty basic in their attacks. You can make them fall off the edge. And the dagger is decent against them. They get 400 souls, which is already 20 times as much as the pigs. This guy's a bit more tricky. Big swing, big arc on that one, almost 360. You think you might not have to roll for it? But you have to roll for it. Yeah, at the beginning of his swings, not wings, his club is higher, so you can get away with it while keeping your distance so he doesn't spin around. You have to make him not try and go from you from the other direction, but try and catch you at the start of the arc, and then you can just step slightly to the side, and then it'll go right over your head. A big part of getting quicker at disposing enemies is learning how to strafe them with timing and spacing to avoid having to roll, recover from the roll, and then attack, rather just sidestep and be able to attack. By knowing the heights they swing at, obviously it's nice with bigger enemies. But Pursuer is a great example, even though we might not actually be fighting him. But you can strafe to the right with his sweeping attacks. Oh. See, that swipe would have gotten me if I didn't do the attack which lowers my head, because I lean into it. Like that, see? And we're not going to press his levers, so the arena for the Dragon Rider is as small as possible. And usually I'd risk by running past these guys. I guess it's kind of risky to fight them, because there's a strong boy, and then when you kill the greatsword guy, the other two instantly aggro to you. Both of them, always. So, it is a little risky, so let's just drag this guy out. And then we're going to enter on the right side at the very most, and hopefully we don't get hit. We're going to wait. Some people count 7 steps forwards, or you can just count until he hits that ring. There. Run forwards, roll off to the side, and he should fall in. And the music unceremoniously stops. And he's dead. He's not a tough boss, but he still opposes a threat, especially with his knockback on all of his swings. At least when unarmored or lightly armored, if you have enough poise, you know. Yeah, and then we're not gonna do miracles or anything. I don't think it's a risky investment, even though it's good for long term. We might buy a heal. I'm just gonna buy a heal just in case we do go down that path. But we have a better chance of investment just on upgrading our health and stuff. So what we do with her, don't use the weapon. We're gonna make her fall down too, because she's actually really strong. She can probably one-shot me with most of her attacks. What you do is, it takes her a while to do her move, and you can punch her out of it. Be careful of your stamina. You can time it to be able to punch her, and always interrupt her attacks and heal stamina. But if you saw, I actually hit my fist against the wall, kind of, not properly, but I kind of missed her because of the wall. And then she could have, if I didn't hit her soon enough, she could have killed me. And so, unlike Dark Souls 2, unlike Dark Souls 1, you don't have to reload the area, save and quit. Like, back to main menu. That won't even bring your equipment up. You just rest at the bonfire. Which is cool. Like, the nest at the start with the crows. Always forget about that aspect of the Dark Souls universe, but in the first game, you'd have to drop the object, and then I think it had to be one at a time too. I think it had to be one at a time. I might be wrong in that. You have to do one. I think it might have been one at a time. I don't know if you had to stop and reload it one at a time. One at a time, but you know, I know you had to drop one, just like in these games, this game. But when you put something in the nest in Dark Souls 1, you'd have to save and reload to the main menu, quit, exit, and reload to get them to change. But yeah, we don't need the ring because we won't hopefully die. I'm not planning on. Yeah. And in this game, it just changes instantly, so that's fun. Okay, so we're gonna head back now to Mahula. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Okay, so the next objective is the last giant, but we're gonna level up first. Health, important. Stamina, important. So that's what we're gonna go with right now. And actually, I'm gonna put a little bit just into strength and dex, so have a little bit more attack, and we have a great chance of using what we're gonna pick up. I don't know what we're gonna use weapon-wise exactly. Rapier is a popular choice, and well, it's got good DPS, low stamina usage, good range, thrust damage type available. There's a lot of other weapons which are good too, like the mace, the fire-long sword, dagger even. Dagger's good early game. Hand axe, that's a pretty good weapon too. Alright, so remember, doing a no death run, you gotta be really careful. Just gonna jump this, and we're gonna be careful about it. There we go. I'm gonna equip this shield. Nice. So cool thing about this shield attack is it can block damage. This one, I'm pretty sure it can block damage. Yeah, I think it can block damage and attack. It just doesn't do much attack and it's slow. Okay, so this is a fairly populated area. We're going to be going through, and we're just going to have to take them all out one by one. Yeah, we could run past, but I'm not good enough to pass up resources. Rushing through this game is It's good if you want to practice and stuff. You can get better at it, get the most practice, learn how to do things efficiently, so it's not as big of a loss when you lose. But I'm going to take a more middle approach where I try and collect as much as I can, as fast as I can, rather than only collecting what I need. Aside from I'm going to try and collect everything I can as fast as I can without taking major risks. So this area, I will be firing everyone, but I'm going to be doing it one at a time instead of running around waking everybody up and then trying to take them out with a larger weapon to get multiple enemies at once. Probably fast forward this bit, maybe not. I don't want to do too much editing because I just want it to be the gameplay. A lot of these guys are unarmed. Some of them have arming swords and small shields, round shields. Some of them I think have daggers or like broken legs. What about the firebomb guy? Let's go underneath. Can't get us from here. He's above us. So let's actually take care of him first. By take care, I mean, yeah. So there's always going to be a guy on this ladder. You got to go on it to initiate him to come down. I'm going to do this jump. So it's fine if you miss. It's pretty hard. This is a little hard to miss anyway. Let me get some good items. Okay, I took a little bit of unnecessary damage there because I jumped off and so was falling. And I didn't move down fast enough to avoid that kick. Good thing we have these rings. Eh? Parry him. Miss the repos, which just makes him stand back up. Forgot we didn't take care of him. That was close, wasn't it? And you can tell they cut a little bit of budget in the background. This area. Not so great. But look in this direction. Oh yeah! I really like the particles in this area. Just ignore that bit there. I'm not sure if you can parry projectiles. I knew you could kind of parry projectiles in Dark Souls 1, and it would act as like a partial block. It wouldn't stagger you, but even with 100% defense protection and shield, it would still do some chip damage. Specifically using like deflecting great arrows, I think was kind of the primary use for that technique. But I think you could do it with fire bombs, so it's just riskier. And I think you can do it in this game too, but I'm not gonna really try that out. Just because it's a bit risky, even though it's fun. Also, I haven't really... I think I've tried a few times. I think you can actually hit it back with weapons, it's just really finicky. And it usually just means... It's usually just much better to dodge it. Because it's very rare you knock it back. Okay, let's move on. Got bandit's knife there and a short sword on the top. Footman's sword, which is pretty good. We're gonna use that. I'm gonna have the dagger as a repost weapon, a critical weapon. I never remember there being growling. So there's 3 guys in this room. I messed up there. Didn't dodge. There's an unarmed, an axe guy, and a bandit knife guy. I don't really use the foot soldier sword much. This is probably a R2 is probably a thrust, I imagine. Yeah, seems to be similar to the longsword, as it is a longsword, but it's not the longsword. Okay. Here we have a arrow guy. Don't underestimate this little area, because you got the fire bomb guy. Iron Man. Yeah, you can try and run up the ladder, but quite often there's also a second archer behind us. Doesn't hurt him. Yeah, quite often the dagger guy will get you. And you can get an item in the back. I think it's a shield. And obviously souls. Firebomb drop. That will be useful for the next little room. If I don't mess it up. Buckler. I was right. Well, we'll keep with the Crimson Parama because we're just under 10%, which gives us, that's a breakpoint. So 0% is the quick burden is the fastest breakpoint for rolls as far as stamina. I think it costs the same stamina. You roll further though. Yeah, you roll further, and you can quick roll. If you don't know what quick rolling is, all you need is a weapon in your hand which can do a roll attack. So an attack where you have a unique offensive move, unique attack when you roll, and in your roll you press R1. So R1 is this move, alternating between those 2 moves. If you roll R1, boom, it's just that. What you can do is you can cancel out of that move by rolling again. So approximate timing is roll, attack, roll, and you press R1 and the roll button at the same time. So R1 and circle. So you roll, and then some point during that roll you press R1 circle, and then when you want to do another roll, R1 circle. So circle, R1 circle, R1 circle, R1 circle. And it basically travel the same distance, but you roll quicker, so you cover that distance quicker, and you have the same amount of invincibility frames, but because you do it quicker, and you are doing more rolling and less recovery, you have less recovery frames between the rolling, meaning there's a higher percentage of the time that you are rolling you have invincibility frames, which at the start of the game, without upgrading any of our agility, leveling up our agility through the attunement and adaptability stat, I think we have only like 6 frames or something. Yeah, so you have to, I probably should have grabbed a torch. There's a crystal lizard here. Get him. Attack Knight Shard. There's a few items in this room. You can break down the door. It's a worn down wooden door. Just hit it with any weapon 3 times. I think 4 if it's fists. I'm not sure why. Yeah, so there's the 2 items. There's the Titanite crystal lizard thing, and there's the chests with the repair powder and the leather sword, right? Yeah, leather shield. I said leather sword. Sorry. That guy wakes up when you walk towards the chest around here. He gets up when you pass that point. Okay, and then we can drop down on this branch. Just try and line it up. Divine Blessing. Now, there is a way to get a few items by... Oh, hold on. Getting a few items by going on here and then jumping over there. It's very risky and I'm really bad at doing it, so I'm not going to try that, because when I try and do it, sometimes I do it first try, but I've only done that a few times. Most of the time I spend about 20 minutes trying to do the jump, and it's not really worth it. If you do want to do it, basically you walk up to this wall. And there's a few methods, but I find the easiest method is walk up to this wall as far as you can, and then ever so slightly move forwards, ever so slightly, and then, I'm nervous to do this, but press B to backstep. Okay, we need to move a little bit more forwards. Speed to backstep, and you're up here. And then basically what you do is you go to the very corner here, and then you look straight about this direction here, lining up with that platform. And then what you do is you run, you turn around, you run, and at the very end, the last few frames of you being on this platform, you jump off. And if you have this ring and I think the life ring and the cat ring, then you'll make it. And obviously if you have more HP, you'll make it and have less weight on you, because the more weight you are, the higher equip burden you have, and the more weight you have on you, the more full damage does, because obviously if you're heavier, you're gonna accelerate faster and hit the ground harder. Okay, so from this woman, we're just gonna buy the Leningrad key, a few fire bombs, and life gems. Yeah, what we're gonna do, get rid of that. We're gonna grab a fire bomb. This just skips a part of this area. I think we go to I think it's the second square. Go as close as you can, look as far down as you can, and throw a firebomb. Nope, maybe it's the third one. Yeah, and it will blow up the barrels on this other side and unlock an early shortcut. Now this part I've only done a few times, so I'm likely to mess this up. Get rid of all of your equipment. Everything. So you have 0 equipment, right? Now, just do exactly as I do, as fast as you can. And we'll see if we can do this. Keep an eye on your stamina. This is really difficult. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, so as soon as you jump across, jump back and run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Don't get hit. Run, run, run. Straight to the bonfire, straight to the bonfire. I think I messed up. I messed up. If you do that fast enough... Oh, that was terrible. I really messed that up. If you do that fast enough, you will reach the bonfire while the pursuer is still in the air flying on the raven. Or whatever it is. Not the raven. I think it's like a hawk or something. An eagle. And he will fall down and die. Or he's in a kill zone or something. So we're just gonna have to do the boss fight. But that's fine. There's a good way to do that too. But we're gonna re-equip this dagger and our rings. We do have some armor, so we should Yeah, there's not too much difference between under 10% and under 30, so let's put some. Just put some armor on. Take the shield off. Okay. Let's think. Oh, these guys are really annoying. Because they're blocking. Okay. So the pursuer won't go back up there because he only goes there once. So we can try and get the items there, which includes a Esther shard. These guys are pretty easy once you got their moveset. You can make them repeat this. See? I will show you one thing you can do. There are some explosive barrels here and you can make them hit them. You usually get caught in the thing now. That moved for some reason. There we go. That doesn't one-shot him from full health, but it does most of his HP, maybe half. Okay, once you get up here, I recommend getting this guy as fast as you can. Oops. And there's two other guys, both of which don't have shields, which is nice. Oh, I thought I was outside that range. Yeah, there's some goodies up here. Human effigy, life gem, torch. Which torch is 5 minutes, I think. Let's just shard fast. Actually, let's see if we can hit this back. No. We won't. Okay. Cool. He's back. Okay, we're gonna talk to Kale the cartographer and pick some items up in this area. Okay. We don't actually need to do that, we should probably drop down here. Grab a torch. If you want, it's not important. Probably could have done this a better way. Yeah, we could have dropped down, got the archer, and that almost got our foot. Yes, dispose of this man. Turn a lot. Oh shoot! Okay. Okay, these guys, their arrows do not. They try and fire where you are, not where you're heading. I was trying to go for a backstab because I wanted to demonstrate something. Okay, let's switch this out. Now let's switch this out for the hand. I never understood the inventory axe. Just it looks cool, but yeah, if we two-hand this, we have enough strength because two-handing something increases the strength that you. Well, more accurately, it decreases the strength required by a third. Maybe I'm saying this wrong. So, okay, to give an example, if something requires, okay, if you have 8 strength, two-handing will increase your effective strength by 50%. So it will you have an effective strength while two-handing a weapon of 12. So if a weapon requires 11 strength and you have 8 strength, you can two-hand it to use it. Boulder comes down here, one-shots you. Be careful of that. You have to wait. I think if you might. I don't think you can make it if you just run straight through. Okay, Kale, he has a lot of dialogue. This guy fires at us when you talk to him, so take him out first. Just keep talking to him. Once you give him the key, he actually has another line of dialogue before he goes into the repeating one. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a sippy sip, and we're actually going to fight him. Choose the buckler. I've not really used the buckler. It's a parrying shield. I don't have the. It should still work. I think it doesn't affect the parrying. I'm not sure though, so I'm gonna go with this anyway. Okay, we're gonna go for this guy. He has a katana, but he only goes aggro once he's almost dead, so you don't usually have to fight him. So I was being overly cautious there, if there is such a thing in this challenge. Yeah, but the good thing about him is he drops his helm, Kale's helm, which is a decent helmet, but it also looks goofy. But more importantly, it increases your endurance. No, sorry, it increases your stamina by 1 and your dexterity by 2, which helps you. You can only use a rapier effectively in SL1. Well, you can't use a rapier effectively in SL1 without this helmet, or taking up a ring slot for dexterity ring. And it also gives us 1 more stamina. I think I've been saying it wrong. 1 more endurance, sorry, which gives you 2 more stamina. And because it treats it as like a level up point. So like, did we get the Titanite sharpened down there? I think we did. Yeah, so it treats it as like a level up. So it gave us 3 extra points in stats, 2 in dexterity, 1 in endurance, so that gives us 6 more HP too. Which we had full HP, but you can see there's a little bit gone from our life bar. That value should be 6 HP. Okay, so now we actually have the key, Majula. So we're gonna head back to the Majula mansion, where there's a couple of goodies and a Estus shard flask. An Estus shard. An Estus flask shard. There we go. So we're gonna switch back to this, because we rested our bonfire. It repairs as long as our equipment didn't break. Resting our bonfire repairs it. Massive book. Ferrous lobster key. Those come in handy, especially in the early game. As if we're gonna make it to the mid game. I mean, we might, but I've never gone far. I've only tried a few times, but it's not like I've been practicing. In fact, I haven't really been playing PS4 as much. It's a period of time where I didn't really play on it at all for like a year almost. So I was Living on an island. Woo! Okay, it's pretty dark down here. There is a skeleton, which thrust is very bad against skeletons, and slash isn't great. And we don't have enough of that. Crush damage, pretty good. So we'll just go with a hand axe because it's better than a sword. It's just the one. We're barely doing any damage. Whoa! We're barely doing any damage there because we were one-handing, and so we didn't meet the strength requirement. That's one thing I preferred in Dark Souls 1, is if you didn't meet the strength requirement, you could like barely swing it, right? It was slower. And that's the same in this game, a little bit, and it takes up more stamina. But I think I just liked it a little bit more in Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, because it felt like you were really weak. You were too weak, and then if you didn't have enough dexterity, you could use it perfectly fine. It's just it wouldn't do as much damage. But yeah, I'm not too sure what the mechanical differences are between Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 1. All I know is when you fail this stat requirement in Dark Souls 1, it felt more realistic and more true to how you failed that stat. Yeah. And usually if you there wasn't really many naturally intelligence-based requirements on weapons in Dark Souls 1, just because elemental weapons were very rare. There was only a small handful of weapons that naturally came with them without infusing. Don't know why I'm finding these guys. Yeah, but you just don't get like the special ability, and I think it nerfs the damage, especially with elemental stuff. Okay, another shard. Oh, let's level up first. Strength 9, so we can one-hand the axe. So we can have a shield hand axe combo. Give the Esther shard. And thank you. Thank you. And back to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. I guess this commentary is more for people who are aware of Dark Souls 2, have seen it, maybe played it a little bit, but are not intermediate as I am. Okay, let's think, what next? We'll just go this way. We'll take down some people on the way just to get some souls. Yeah, those guys are annoying because of how they turn and the shield, poking from behind the shield. How they can stun and chain attacks. They're not too fun. We'll come back here once. Hold on. Oh, we have a Ferrostone lock key. Okay, we'll go in here. These guys have the bastillas ready for you. So go to preferably the right as soon as you come in. Where there's a rapier guy, and then they all come, so that they won't fire the ballistas again. Now this is tricky. This is tricky. So I'm gonna go up the adder and get some damage just by dropping and then doing the plunging attack. Looks like not all of them followed us out. which gives us a good opportunity. Okay, we have half health right now. We can combo one guy. Okay, some items. Won't be needing that, but that's okay. Okay, it's pretty dark. Let's go, just so you guys can see what's happening. I'm gonna head to the bonfire. I'm not gonna rest, because I don't want to find them again. But I will light my torch. Yeah, look at that guy. This is a fun area too. Play with the boxes and crates. Because they actually move. Like in Dark Souls 1. Well, some of them do. Some of them don't. So, we just toggle, use the triangle button, and we can light the flame. Strange lighting, it makes everything beyond you look darker, but it has a somewhat naturalism to it, but its best use is indoors in dark areas, as I'm sure you can imagine. So let's light this sconce. Or is this? I think a sconce is only when it hangs on a wall. Not sure what that's called. This is booby trapped. It could be either poison. Poison is fine because just roll backwards and you'll get a bit of poison build up, but no health damage. Only if you're almost poisoned already, which you shouldn't really be messing around with trapped chests. You should probably either wait it out or use something to get rid of it. So we're going to use the Phallus Lockstone, which makes this appear over here. You can hit it and open a secret place, and if you don't have the Lockstone, not scone, hit the wall, nothing happens. It unlocks the hidden entrance. For some reason I always think there's going to be a guy, like an enemy, just waiting for me on the other side of the doorway in this room, but there isn't. So grab these two things. Titanite slab, really good. That's the end equipment thing. Incredibly awesome to get so early on. That's a incredibly rare thing in Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne, where there's only like 1 or 2 in Bloodborne if you have the DLC per game. But it's good because in Dark Souls 2 you have more flexibility because you don't feel like you can only use one weapon, because you can fully upgrade a few weapons. So the only way you can open this door, when I first played the game, it does not open from this side. I assume it would go round or something. All you have to do is you have to make the enemies in that room notice you and aggro towards you, so they open the door themselves. There's no way to open it from this side, and there's no way to go around. It's just a room. It doesn't connect to anywhere else. So do a jumping attack at the door, and that will always alert them. You'll hear them move, and in several seconds they should come over and open the door, which they are. I think there's like 3 guys in here, so you do have to be careful. Got 2 halberd people. I thought I messed that up. Oh no, halberd and spear, sorry. See, they can block while they attack, which would be cool if you could do that too. Like, keep your shield up as you wind up for an attack, aside from just poking behind the shield. Man, these enemies are annoying. Though it's a great area, they are probably some of the peskiest enemies in the game, to me at least. There are some more annoying ones, but these ones just kind of annoy you with how they bend the rules a little, which typically Dark Souls doesn't do. Life ring and a large titanite shard. The one thing I didn't mention why I picked it up, and I picked it up pretty quickly, is in this chest you get the Chloranthy ring, which increases stamina recovery, which is very useful at any point in the game, which allows us to block at more frequent intervals effectively and safely, and it allows us to roll at regular intervals safely. Yeah. The torch really messes with the lighting in this area, especially outside. Okay, so this guy, he likes to lead you into traps. This trap, you walk in there, the gates close, and a bunch of enemies go to you. It's not super hard, but I'm not taking the risk, because there's not really any particularly great rewards. But we can kill this guy and get a bad ring. I mean, there's no point, really, in doing anything else. So we're just getting for the souls. The ring's not really important. And I think we get a shield. Again, he only starts attacking you at like under... Oh, shoot! 50% HP, but just means you can pretty much just get him. Not too worried about him. We get a decent amount of souls. We get his shield. No, what? We get his spear, sorry. 8 spear. Which we can't use. And I've never used before. So it's a cool spear. I need to try out spears. Spears are cool. Yeah, so this area usually has a bunch of explosive barrels, and these guys throw fire bombs down at you, but those were blown up with the ballistas that the guy shot, which killed a hollow, which was standing there. There's this little area. Those trees are for something in the end game. Parry him. Get a standing parry. For some reason, I've seen people not mention that. There was what is it called? New Frame Plus video by the... I can't remember his name. Excellent Dan Howards? Dan something. Guy who... the guy who was on the podium for extra credits. A series and a channel I very much enjoy and respect. Yeah, if you go to the trapped area, you can end up there. Which actually, I never thought about this, but can you go via this way and come from behind them? Oh, you can, because... Oh, you can, because you can just break the car. I've never done this before. We could probably get the drop on a few of them. Yeah, but the New Frame Plus mentioned the parrying mechanics, and they didn't seem to understand or know that you could do a standing parry or a laying down parry. But it is finicky, so I don't blame them. Especially with some weapons, it feels almost impossible. Parrying isn't quite as strong in this game. The timing is more realistic, because you actually have to knock the attack away rather than just kind of push the general movement. But I feel like in the other games you can pretty much get a parry every time. At least in Dark Souls 1. In Bloodborne it's different. Let's see. We could get a backstab. Stab. But it would alert them all and it would take time. And you're not invincible in the backstab animation. Which is unlike Dark Souls 1. Although you do take damage, it is like only a tenth of the actual damage. But it gives them an opportunity to surround me. And so instead, I'm just gonna get him in 2 hits. And then have the opportunity to get the second guy before they're all coming at me. Oh, messed up! Thought I'd get that swing. Running attack back in. Watch the stamina. Just gonna do a delayed overswing. Roll in, roll attack. overhead. There we go. And for some reason, I always thought there were 2 invisible walls here. Yeah, I suppose to close behind you. I just set off the trigger from inside. There's nothing in the courtyard here of value, no items, just boxes. There is one invisible door which has a star in it, I believe, a sorcery thing. Interesting, great. Don't know what this room was for. Yeah, and amber herbs, so just sorcery stuff, but we could sell them. And we got some, I was gonna say XP, but souls, effectively. XP and money in the same thing. Oh, I thought we got stuff then. From the undead hollow infantry people. Forgot to pick up this green blossom, which we should probably add our rings. And right now, these 4 rings, incredibly strong, especially these 3. Those are like ideal rings, which can only really be improved with the plus 1, 2, and 3. I think for the core, I think no, 3 for the tiny beings ring, at least the life ring. That's from a different game. Yeah, but those are good rings. That increases our physical defense, this increases our stamina recovery, this increases our max health, this also increases our max health, but not as much as this. So like, this increases, the blue seal ring increases it right now, because it's percentage based. Increases our HP by 36. Yeah, 36, and this increases it right now by 60. But then both of them combine, well, stacked on top of the life ring, it gives us $39? My brain's kind of just went blank. Why can't I do maths? So around the game, you'll see these shadows belonging to an invisible figure. I thought it was a bug, but nope, it's an invisible guy, and they usually drop smooth and silky stones. There's some exceptions, but as a general rule, they do smooth and silky stones. Okay, so we can jump to this, but the timing is earlier than most people think. Because if you try and jump late to get more distance, you'll actually start to slip off the geometry and you'll get less height. And height is what you need here. The distance is... And I do like the jumping in Dark Souls 2 much more. Because in Dark Souls 1 it's like this weird hop where you go quite high and then you fall back down way too early. It looks like there's like super gravity or something, but you jump up high, so it's like you have super strong legs for jumping upwards, but there's strong gravity and air resistance, I guess. It just feels kind of weird. This one, it kind of feels like you spring off. You really, and depending on the surface, sometimes you spring up higher. Which I'm not too sure about, but when you, at the very end of the game, when you're approaching the final boss, there's a slope, and I like to jump down it. It's like an uneven slope, and then sometimes you jump really high, sometimes you jump not so high, so I'm not quite too sure how the surface geometry gradient kind of slope affects the jumping, but it seems to at least a little bit. As far as height goes. Okay, you can grab this, so I get ambushed. For some reason he turns around a lot. If you go behind him, he does that drop attack where he stuns, but he stuns you,
and get up at exactly the same time, so there's no advantage at all there. Switch to the dagger. And it's pretty instant, but because he was moving and I was kind of behind him, the attack was delayed, which is why I got away in good time. So let's switch it out for this, which seems to have, I don't understand the difference, it seems to be exactly the same, aside from it has less durability, less damage, 2 less dexterity, oh, it has 2 less dexterity needed, but like, I think every class has at least 2 dexterity, 3 dexterity, sorry, and you don't get more dexterity for 2 added. But it does have some dexterity scaling, so it has slightly better scaling and maybe size, but it's more fragile and there's less initial damage. I've never noticed it was broken off at the end there. Okay, well, let's go with it. This is pretty risky, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna bait them out. It's too risky to be on a thin object, especially when you're using the targeting thing. Targeting reticule. It's just risky to do it out there, or you could fall off very easily. You've got bandit's knife, and I think this is just a halberd. Halberd. Oh, and nameless soul. Beautiful, beautiful sea, good sound, massive statue, love it, big walls, it's very grand. Not sure how far this has to extend. Doesn't seem like it's internally integral, especially with that fist there. Is that the right wording? Anyway, let's actually get on with this game. Unnecessary life gem, but I want to be safe. Rather safe than sorry. Some items here. Some armbar shield. This one's pretty good. Yeah, 90 physical defense. Not great stability, but it's okay, and very lightweight. Though we are over 30 right now, because this is also a heavier weapon by quite a bit. Yeah, let's swap back for now. Let's just go to the bonfire to repair our things. Okay, last giant. I'm gonna fight the last giant, which is usually the first intended boss. But Dragon Rider counts just as much as the first boss. This is the area. They're both accessible right from the beginning. But this area is recommended in kind of. Well, they're both designed to go first, but this is usually thought as the standard set out path. And I only got hit once by that flurry. Nice. And if we didn't kill Pate, we could summon him, but whatever. It's the first boss, we shouldn't die to it. Although, this guy, he has the red eye ring and shields, very defensive. So he's just going to distract the guy and be our tank. Yeah, we'll allow summoning. It's the only rule is no death. It's not really a rule, that's a... Don't do this. It's basically a permanent fail state. When I was actually doing the very minimal setup for this video that it requires, I was thinking, well, this is actually similar to those challenges which I've been seeing on YouTube, like playing Super Mario Odyssey and and restarting every time I laugh, like trying to beat a game, but restart every time I laugh. It's usually interactive with the community or the viewers. It's usually streamed and recorded. Sending a bunch of videos in. I think they pay money for it too, which is crazy. And then if they make them laugh, they have to reset them up. Which is a cool idea for including audience, making a bunch of money and playing a game that you like. But this is Dark Souls 2, but every time I die I reset. Not the level, I delete my character and start again. Which is basically just a no death run, but I keep trying. We're just gonna do a no death run. This isn't gonna be a 10-hour video of us trying for 10 hours and eventually giving up. And the sellsword loot, he did it. He did the delivering blow. Final blow, nice one. Well, now that we got him, yeah, so the next boss is going to be the Pursuer, who I messed up doing that sneaky kill with. Good old sip of water. Good old H2O. Teleport that. And when we kill the last giant, we get the Soldier's Key, which unlocks 3 doors. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Here's the first one. 1. And we can get the Restoration Ring, which gives us 2 HP recovery per second? Actually, no. I think it's 2 HP every 3 seconds. Yeah, 2 HP per second is a bit much. So I could just throw this on instead of this health one if I wanted to, and I would recover slowly, but it's a bit too slow. The only character I've ever used it on is my rare blood type character, just because they can only regen. Okay, so that it's not that they can only regen with miracles, because they could use equipment, because there's other equipment aside from the restoration ring which also heals per second, and weapons that can heal. It's I can't use items like Estus or life gems or crimson water or any of that stuff, or divine blessings or dragon tokens and stuff. I can't do that. It has to be spells, miracles, pyromancy, weapon abilities, or rings. It can't be items. So basically, I can't do something where I press square and use an item to heal. I've got to have it passively, or press R1 to attack an enemy, kill an enemy, and then I get health, like the evil eye ring, which gives you like 35 health on enemy kill, or like the butcher's knife, which gives you like HP depending on your attack. I don't know how much exactly. I think in like Dark Souls 3, which I haven't played, I've just watched some useless data videos on. It's like 2 HP per attack, but I think it's better in this game. Maybe 6 or 7. Just get some souls from that guy. This we'd be able to get onto the other side of the door if we do that jump glitch. Not glitch, sorry. That jump skip, which I talked about, but I can't do, so I won't. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna we'll come back here. But firstly, we're gonna spend. I think you have to spend 1,200 souls? Something? I think you have to buy maybe 12,000. So if we just buy this, then we talk to her and she'll give us the covetous silver serpent ring +1, which will replace with the blue seal, so we get slightly less health. But fallen foes yield more souls, which means we can get more souls, and we can use that to get items which will help us or upgrade our equipment or level up. But obviously for risky fights we'll throw on another ring or the blue seal to give us a little bit of an edge as far as health goes. And yeah, well, we won't need those because we won't be dying, hopefully. Throwing knives, we've got plenty of those. Let's buy a few more fire bombs and some life gems. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rest here, and we're gonna go to just a little side area. I'm gonna summon Hagrid. That's right, Hagrid the half giant. I think that's his name. These guys wake up after a few seconds of coming down the ladder. Just the third guy here does not get up unless you cross the bridge, so we're fine. There's a guy in the corner here. And this fog door just leads to that area where we had to go through to find Kale. We got this helmet. Just here. Skeleton. So he had a rough time. Put this here. No reason. Door number 2. Oh. Yeah, so this is a shade. Ruined Alphys. Sorry, I thought his name was Hagrid. Hopefully you can see why I think that. Yeah, so he's a shade, which is marked by the small soapstone. It's the small white soapstone, which we got from that chest. Can't quite remember. Just pick a light gem. It'd be cool if we had a mace, because crushing weapons just do so much more than slashing. I mean, we could two-hand that, but then it would be dark. And it is pretty dark at this place, you can barely see anything without the torch. I guess we could light a sconce. We'll just do this. I don't think we're too much at risk of dying, especially with the ruined outfit. So the shades, what they do is you spawn them. Oh, well, sorry, you summon them, and unlike the other ones, which will be in your world forever until they die or you beat the boss, he's slowly recovering HP there, it looks like. These guys will only be here for like a certain time. I think it's like 5, maybe 10 minutes or something. Or for the NPC ones, they will disappear if you reach a certain threshold. So this guy is only to be summoned for this corridor with the skeletons. So as soon as I exit out of here, he will disappear. Maybe not as soon. Actually, I think maybe he sticks around, he just doesn't... Oh no, he does come with me! What? I don't remember him ever doing that before. Crazy. Guess I was wrong. Okay. Why has that never happened to me before then? Weird. So This area is filled with those ironclad guys, the turtle armor. And he's pretty good against them because of the sorcery. It's just, I don't think he's ever followed me out here before. It's pretty bizarre. There's 3 of them up here. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, one of them blew up, which means I was protected from the guy who hit me. It's kind of hard to roll through their attacks, especially with my small amount of invisibility frames. Don't know, maybe there's only 2 up here. One of them fell down. That's good. So now it's only 1-on-1. Glad I healed. Okay, we're doing well. I can get rid of this. It's messing with the line. This thing is a little bit too. Yeah. There we go. Some good stuff up here. So, quite a few human effigies in this area. The bastard sword. It's a good one. Don't have to do stats for it though. This ring is much heavier than the relatively light. We see wearing the ring have weights in this game. I've got 1 more on there. Get rid of the shield. I'm gonna go for this guy. I don't know how that attack didn't work. Probably should have gone over here. Because that guy's gonna spawn now. This is bad. This is bad. That guy's probably gonna kill us. What if we can't exit? Oh shoot, we might die here. Oh shoot, he's here. Oh! I shouldn't get. I need the shield back. I need the shield back. He has attacks that fire through walls. Just grab this. That was a bad idea! Eat! Huh? Okay, backstab. Okay, we're out of Estus. Shoot! Ah! Ah! I'm scared. I'm scared. I forgot he spawns when you go over here. Oh! I'm just thinking about all the moves he has. And make sure I'm not in the danger zone of being hit by him. Okay, repose. Okay, the height difference kind of messed with that. Ah! Ah! No! 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 This is it, boys. I failed. I failed. Unless... No. Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm so dumb. I didn't get nearly as far as I wanted to. I wanted to at least kill the pursuer. Well, thank you for joining me. Damn it. Well, I learned my valuable lesson. Don't go over there. As soon as you go over to that side, Armor Dennis spawns. It's not when you go into the room with the giant. Darn it. Darn it. I need to be more careful. I'll do better next time. Well, thank you. I'll probably do this again at some time, but thanks for joining me. It was fun. Hopefully you learned a bit about Dark Souls 2. And even if you didn't, or you didn't care about that, hopefully I was entertaining. And yeah. Thank you for joining me. Very much. So yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. If you have Dark Souls, I hope this has inspired you to play it again. I really love this game and this franchise. Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne are like two of my top 3 games of all time personally. So I'm really excited to do longer content on this game because quite a lot of my earliest content on this channel was Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne, so I'm glad to go back to them and do more videos and some longer ones too, with commentary. Yeah, and even if you don't have these games, buy them. They're great. If you like what you saw in this video, this is only like 4% of the game, so please try them out. They're amazing. Yep, and so that's all for me for now. See ya! Bye bye!